ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fans of Dota from around the world, but primarily from the Philippines. This is an all Pinoy affair. Welcome to your grand finals for the GEST IDC September edition. Not only is it an all Pinoy finals, it was an all Pinoy top 4 teams, and more importantly, perhaps, it's an all Pacific finals. Pacific.Palit and then Pacific.eMaxx, a little bit more established as a team. They won a couple of GESTs back towards the beginning of the year, have been a little bit quieter as of late, though. I am your host, LD, and of course, joining me is your other host. That's ggnetgodz. Together, we are David and David, or GoDz, as some are calling us now in the chat. Godz, how you doing, buddy? Here we are, finally at the grand finals.
Great. I'm not sold on GoDz yet. I think David and David has a much greater ring to it. As cheesy as it sounds, I'm sure I've seen the chat and people here dig cheesy. So we're gonna go with David and David and your grand finals, your top 4 Filipino teams. It's been a while since we've had like a top 3 or top 4 Filipino teams. I mean, last month it was Ideal getting second place. The month before it was Neolution getting second place. So the Pinoy teams, they're back in action, even with a couple of them falling early. Well, one of them falling early. That was Mineski, but
right. A
grand finals not to be missed. Palit up against eMaxx, and I mean, this is anything goes. Best of 3, the only match of the GEST IDC, which is a best of 3. So truly, the deserving victor will come out on top.
And no matter what, Pacific will have a GEST champion to call their own. I think it would be nice for Palit to get their hands on one. But
I think you gotta up the audio of me with the Skype screwing it up again, maybe.
Let's take a look at that. Is GoDz too quiet for everyone? So low. Uh-oh. Let's see. Oh, it is
maybe
low. What is doing that? All right, well, it should be fixed now, guys. I hope you heard him.
Skype's got a mind of its own. It does its own thing.
It's got this setting that it adjusts your audio, but I turned it off. All right, sorry about that, guys. GoDz, well, here we are in the draft. Hopefully people at least could hear what you said, even if it was quietly. I think the volume is fixed now. I gotta say, GoDz, color me disappointed because very standard draft so far. For me, the big heroes that are still in the pool are those solos. The Windrunner, the Rubik, or excuse me, not the Rubik, the Invoker, and the Queen of Pain. None of them got banned. It was only the TA that was really the dominant solo, and the Morphling perhaps, but those 3 are in the pool. So far, it's the tri-lanes that both of these teams are wanting to fill out.
Yeah, Dreams really used the Queen of Pain well. I had some good success with that, but these 2 teams, they want to get their supports, their strong disablers. I mean, Chaos Knight was the first pick for Pacific.eMaxx, so we'll see if they want to get some of their supporting heroes there. But the ES Rubik, I mean, that's just right off the bat. Get your 2 supports for your tri-lane, deny them from your opponents. There's the Queen of Pain pick. Maybe they're going to go for some strong solos here. I mean, they've used up a lot of their extra time already.
They're out, and they go with Ancient Apparition. So it could be a dual lane, could be an Ancient Apparition Chaos Knight. We expect the tri-lane, of course. You know, I like how they pick the Rubik together with the ES. Not only is it 2 really strong tri-lane heroes, but Fissure is really probably the most broken spell you can steal in the game. I mean, Sandcade's Burrow Strike is up there, aside from ultimates anyway, which are usually more difficult to steal. And by picking them together, you deny that to the enemy team.
Yep, and I mean, this Windrunner 3rd pick, it's just sort of giving them some strong, stable lanes. I mean, most likely going to be that side lane solo. Every now and then we'll see a tri-lane Windrunner as well, or even a solo mid-lane, which is why it became such a popular hero, because you can put it in literally any lane, any role, apart from maybe jungle. It can solo mid, solo the side lane, play as a support in a tri-lane, play as a farmer in a tri-lane. It's such a versatile hero. There's really no other hero in the pool that can do that.
Some serious spam from the players coming out. Oh boy, they're having some fun with this one, that's for sure. There were a lot of Thai teams, but the Pinoys were just too strong this year, or this month, I should say.
I would say this year. I would stick with this year. I mean, there's only been one non-Filipino champion, and that was back in March when we had Orange Esports come out on top. That was Orange, and then like the next 5 teams behind them were all Pinoys, but they did somehow go through the gauntlet, which was like five of the top Filipino teams and come out on top. But since then, no non-Filipino teams, and before then there was Mineski winning it back in February. Wow, it's been a while since Mineski have played well, but
they've really slipped since then. You know, let's be honest, they just haven't been the same team.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, that was back with Jules. So Jules actually has won I say Dreams haven't won a GEST IDC or done well, but Jules actually won it back with Mineski in February. But Since he's left, they have played worse, but this game here, I mean, Palit are a team who haven't won a finals, haven't won a GEST IDC, and looking to get there first. And I feel, I mean, they've got the talent to do it. It's just whether or not the draft, the strategy, and the play can come together at the moment. So they've got to just execute here in the grand finals.
Wisp! It's a Wisp and an ancient apparition.
Man.
Please, for the love of God, pick the Riki or pick the Tiny. Let's make it happen, boys. Let's make it happen.
Wow, I would love to see a Wisp plus Riki here. I mean, then they can they'll have to run with the dual lanes, but that's fine. I mean, you've got two strong dual lanes there with the Wisp Riki, the CKAA. I mean, nothing wrong with that at all. The Wisp Riki lane struggles early on, but as soon as you get the levels, we saw it with SVRES. They fell behind early, but then they just came back, slaughtered through their opponents, and just had a fantastic game with that combo.
Yeah, it's and all of these heroes are very susceptible to the. I mean, there's not many who aren't susceptible to it, but I would say they're not particularly mobile. There's not many blinking heroes. Earthshaker, pretty difficult for him to go around. The Cloud really ruins him. You could be 2/3 of the way through that fissure, and then the Cloud will cancel it. Tether Stun, very good for chasing. And the nice thing about Wisp as well, and Riki, is they don't really give away that much to Rubik. There's not really that many good spells. You can try and still relocate, that's nice. You can steal the Orbs is probably the best spell to steal. But even if you get relocate, you don't have Tether, you can't bring a teammate with you. And Cloud, I guess that's a nice spell to steal, but it means Rubik has to go close. It's not easy, so if they want to go that direction, it's not giving too much away to the Rubik. And it is going to be the Wisp Riki gods. Get ready, man. But there is a Slardar. That was picked up. Palit anticipating that. I'm not sure how much Slardar will really do this game, though. Honestly, in pubs, he is very strong against Riki, but in competitive play, not necessarily so much.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot of easy targets for Riki, but the thing is, even a hero like Windrunner, who in theory has escape spells, if you tether onto a smoke, you get the additional stun from the tether. It makes it so hard for Windrunner to get out. You get the bonus attack speed as well coming from the, I believe it's whatever that third skill is called. Another skill which it's getting late. I know you're forgetting skill names. I'm forgetting skill names as well. But Riki just insta damage. Windrunner can just drop so fast, and Slard's another hero. Unless he gets up some early tanking items, he'll struggle.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So what are we looking at for this final pick? It looks like they have one solo. I'm guessing it's the tri-lane with the Slardar. Oh, it could be the solo mid Slardar and off-lane Windrunner, in which case they need another hero for the tri-lane, or they need another solo. We'll have to see which direction they want to go. I'm not sure what's left in terms of the solos, to be perfectly honest, so I guess it's a solo mid Slardar, and there's your solo. It's the Broodmother, which we actually saw SVRES hit the same pick in the laning stage to try and shut down the Riki Wisp lane, and I gotta say, it worked really well in the laning stage, but then they fell apart after that, or their opponents did after that versus SVRES. This lineup may be a little bit better prepared in the mid game, and I feel it wasn't the Brood did great. It wasn't the Brood that was the problem. Yeah. But what do you think? Do you think the rest of the squad can deal with the Riki better?
Well, I mean, ES, Windrunner, and Slardar, I mean, that trio there, they got a nice amount of disable. I mean, you've got Windrunner who can maybe get a gem later on in the mid game, and as long as you see it coming, it can work quite nicely to counteract. That was, I believe, Invasion Red went for a disruptor pick to try use the glimpse to send back Riki or Wisp, and it was just too gimmicky. Like, there was, on paper, it's like, this is such a cool idea, but really, it just gave them no strong disables or really DPS. These heroes, much more standard, much more cookie cutter, and that's what's going to work against a hero like Riki. So, if they can do well in the lanes, I mean, they've got a good chance, and it's going to come down to how well they can shut down these lanes, and a Wisp Riki lane is not a lane with a heap of potential.
This is a very hard support Wisp. Looks like she bought the Courier and a pair of wards. No base armor. That's right. 0 armor. That's going to be handled by Name here. Chen, or Chini, going to be playing the Riki. That's your combo. Don, going to be handling Ancient Apparition. Hug, going to be on the Queen of Pain. And let's see who's the final player. That will be Biobus as the Chaos Knight. Normally gets a more of a solo role, but we'll have to see if he actually does go mid. I mean, if he's up against Slardar, he can kind of take that matchup. Over on the Pacific, or the Pacific side, the Palit side, we have Ace going to be handling the Slardar. EMZ, gotta be careful. Uh-oh, this could be trouble. Is he lagging? One is going on, the tether stun to start things off, and now the cold snap comes through. If they re-tether, this is another stun. I'm not sure if it's available. Blink in, this is gonna be our first blood, and it goes to Pacific.eMaxx, looking for their first championship, or their third championship, I should say, looking for the trifecta. That would mean by far they've done more in this tournament than any other team, and it would really mark a full return to glory for them. They have fallen off a little bit, at least in terms of winning the tournament as of late. Still playing very well, but first blood goes to them. And who actually... I wonder what they're going to do with the lanes now, I guess is the question. It looks like bottom lane is going to be Queen of Pain up against a Rubik and a Slardar dual lane. Could be troublesome. Look at this by the Queen of Pain, blocking the camps off with this Illusion Rune. Not sure they would do too much pulling. They kind of need Rubik to provide the harassment. But if they want to, it's not going to be available.
Yeah, that first blood on Slardar is a bit of a setback, and that gives eMaxx a nice boost to their early goal. Can help them out quite a bit. They also get to scout out the lane somewhat. They had all 5 heroes there, so it's still a matter of Palit not really knowing how they're going to lane it, where they want to lane it. And yeah, I mean, it gives them that nice early game scouting info as well as the first blood gold. So I mean, from there on out, they do go into this early game and laning stage with an advantage, and that was such a crucial aspect for Palit with their draft. They can't afford to lose these lanes.
Yeah, they really do need to do well in the lane. Now, they still have heroes that are very strong in the laning stage. I want to take a look at middle lane. It's going to be an Earthshaker and a Windrunner. Very defensive dual lane. Oh, and already the Cold Feet into a Reality Rift. Will she be able to get out? Correct path is chosen. Windrunner's up, though. Look at the right clicks from CK just chopping through her. Not quite enough for a kill. And in fact, Ancient Apparition is the one who might need to be careful. But Windrunner... only Tango's no salve. That really sets her back. Does Earthshaker have a salve? He does not. One position has to be perfect, or that will be a kill. And if Windrunner goes down and the Slardar's already died, that is a really big issue for them. The other lanes, Riki up top against Broodmother. Pretty tough lane for Riki, 1v1. Really can't handle this after the first few levels. Now, Wisp is here, but she's doing some pulling. I'm honestly surprised she's not pulling the safe camp, but or the standard camp, but maybe thought it was warded. Maybe doesn't want to deal with that Broodmother harassment. So I guess this is one adjustment to try and deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, and that was what would happen with Invasion Red when they had that Brood. Even when the Wisp came and tried to help, they had Sentry Wards and everything. Brood would just say, okay, you guys have no damage. I mean, you're level 2, level 3, and just kept on killing the Wisp over and over again. Later on, it worked the other way around, but it's something where Wisp just getting some early levels is probably better than looking to shut down the Brood at top lane, because he just can't.
Middle lane, they go in, and they do get the kill on the Windrunner. The Earthshaker has left the lane. He is headed towards bottom, and unfortunately, you know, this is Windrunner, normally a survivable hero, but Chaos Knight HF version, a classic Chinese dual lane combo, being executed to perfection by the Pinoys, and I just don't think Windrunner can solo this, honestly, but we'll have to see. If she sits a little bit farther back, that could help. There's no ward on the high ground, and still the kill happened. I feel if they... going deep, diving deep for this one. RCG picks up the kill. And that is Santino handling that Windrunner. And he wants a little more, perhaps. No, it looks like that's going to be it. With the Haster and H Apparition will be A-okay.
Yeah, not a hero you'd normally see Santino on. I mean, the Windrunner normally goes going into that side lane, but playing it really well there. Individual play getting the best of Biobus, and that's going to hurt. eMaxx, I mean, they can't afford to have that from their dual lane. It reminds me of what we saw happen earlier on with the solo mid Rubik beating a Chaos Knight dual lane. It's just something where it's not meant to happen. It can completely make the game more lopsided than it should be.
Now, I guess the difference in this situation is she has died, so she's not having a great time in. But giving away that kill, now the bottle is up, and the bottle crowing should be able to commence. There is one flying courier, at least. I don't think I see a second right now. So maybe it's just going to be the win. I mean, to be honest, Broodmother really doesn't need a bottle, so that's why we only see one courier. But expect Windrunner to really monopolize this. And with power shot spam, you can farm very safely far back, so giving away that kill, it's huge in that respect, but Cold Feet, Reality Rip, and the stun, it's only 1 second, or that would have been a kill. Even so, the Cold Feet will proc, but they needed a couple extra auto attacks. Santino playing with Fireman, but he gets away with that one.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that he survives is the main thing, because he can heal up really quickly with that bottle crow. It's not going to matter too much, and he can just keep on doing that back and forth, spamming out the lane with power shot, and he's not really in too much danger unless he makes a bit of a mistake here, getting close to that level 5, and be interesting to see what the Wisp Riki do with their levels.
Oh, the Fissure finds him, but just blinking away in time. Hug dodges a bullet. That was close. The telekinesis, and then you think Queen of Pain's going to blink out, but the Fissure follows up. They do have that long range, but they're just not finding it so far. But back to middle lane, where Santino, perfect body block by Biobus, by a block, and he bought one there, and now looking for the kill, the turnaround, the power shot just missing, and hiding in the trees, drops the bottle on the floor, picks it back up. The crow picks up. Look at that micro incredible even for a Pinoy bottle core, but top lane is now Broodmother in a lot of trouble. Will fall down, and that is a kill going on the Riki. I gotta say, this Riki was played. The pulling to the very safe camp to start, that small camp, really working out. A DD rune for Santino. Such incredible micro by him.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that's really impressive.
Oh, he might go down mid. No, he's going to turn this one around. Gets one. This is going to be a double kill for Santino. The sensational play. He gets the double. It's basically a triple, and this lane is an absolute train wreck, and they started it with the kill.
I mean, the 1 second stun was a bit unlucky. If that was a 2 second stun, he's dead and doesn't get that, but holy crap, what a play from Santino. That was something. I mean, a bit unlucky, but it's still, you got to make. He makes the big play out of a bit of luck. So it's mostly good play, tiny bit of luck.
You know, we've heard he's 13, we've heard he's 15, whatever age he is. This guy, he could be 5, but the way he's playing, he might as well be an old man with the wisdom of 1,000 Dota veterans. Just so much aggression from him, but it's all working out. A little bit of luck, like you said, definitely. And another 1 second stun. Here comes the fissure. It's a level 4 power shot. No mana for that. In comes Queen of Pain. Hug with the backstab. They get one. Now maybe they turn towards the Earthshaker. 2 second stun. Not sure that's quite enough. And I think that's going to be all she wrote for that gank. And in comes the rotation from EMZ, maybe looking to help out that middle lane. No, he's going to back off.
Yeah, they got the important kill on the winner who was on that killing spree, so shutting down some of Santino's momentum. He's one of the players that can have to continuously keep an eye on, and we'll see them probably look to, I mean, gank him when possible. The winner is obviously not an easy hero to gank, but once you've got the Wisp Riki, you get the level 6, you can relocate, you can bring back up, it does then become possible. Wisp Riki, we haven't seen too much of them yet, and that's partly because they're forced to stop this Brood from just completely dominating and pushing this top lane, but once, I mean, Wisp Riki want to go ganking, they need someone who's defending top lane.
And Riki sitting at 27 CS, slightly behind in terms of farm to the Broodmother, and they really want to kill this Brood. You mentioned that they really need to shut her down when she's alive. If you go ganking, then the lane's empty and it's going to be pushed out the other direction. But they really want to go for the gank. No, they're not going to find it. Chaos Knight back to mid. Boots and a bracer for him. The bottle being flown in. Again, just constantly ferrying that. Chaos Knight very mana dependent. But just look at how passively the Wisp has to play, even with that good start, even playing the matchup properly. Just the spawn Spiderling spam, she really can't harass. This is, not many supports can, but Wisp definitely can't. But is there a Sentry Ward? There is. It gets dropped. Tether could be here. Blink into the Tether Stun. Drop that Cloud. This should be a kill. A second Sentry. They want the kill. They get the kill. And the save requested.
Well, this has been a pretty high intense game so far. Both teams, I mean, really shutting down the right heroes. I mean, they need to get those kills on the Brood. That's how they're going to stop the Brood push. They haven't got the AoE to do it, but if you get the kills on the hero itself, I mean, just need to keep buying those Sentry Wards. It's a big golden investment, but it's worthwhile one to do so.
It definitely is. Windrunner taking a lot of damage. That courier on its way back will be healing up soon. Looks like we are going to have a save. So right now, score is 3-5. If we look towards the farm, Riki, not quite your high farmer. They're 3 high farmers. Pacific has 3 here, hovering around 30 right now. And, they're a little bit behind in terms of kills, but only 2. It's a pretty minor deficit. I gotta say, I think gold-wise, they are going to be ahead. I said Pacific, didn't I? I meant Palit. Uh-oh. Here comes the Tether Cloud combo again, chewing through that Broodmother. Another kill, dominating, and they haven't even left the lane yet. And now the kills are going to come even easier for this Riki with combo.
Yeah, once you get started, it's pretty good. I mean, you get that first kill on the Brood, the next one comes easier, and it's just going to be a thing where Brood is just going to really start to struggle in this top lane now. I mean, you can't really bring back up to a hero like Brood, but Brood's just going to have to play so cautiously or hope that Riki and Wisp decide to leave his lane, go gank somewhere else, and open up the top lane for him to get some more farm and the neutrals in the lane and also push down that tower as fast as possible. They need that gold.
Yeah, it looks like while that was happening, Santino went down mid to the Chaos Knight. NH apparition combo, a kill they really needed. So Santino, a fantastic start. He's slowed down a little bit since then. They've sort of settled down and recovered on the side of eMaxx. And Santino, he's a very aggressive player. We talked about Jules, sometimes too aggressive for his own good. We've seen it from Santino too. So he's going to have to settle down, get comfortable. I don't think this game is going to be easy. And especially not if you walk into this position where the tether stun can find you. But lurking to the wings is Earthshaker. Maybe this will be a mistake to go on this Windrunner. We'll have to see. Blink into the tether. Who am I kidding? Mega kill for the Riki. That's your Yasha. No, he doesn't even go for it yet. He stops off for the Belt of Giant Strength. This will be a Sanji Yasha. Apparently the preferred build, not the Diffusal Blade. The max movement speed, the very cheap, cost-effective build-up. And it's coming soon, man. It's coming real soon. And they've sent Brood Mother mid. This is an interesting adjustment from them. Just don't want him against the Riki Wisp combo, I guess.
And I mean, Brood can do okay against the CKA mostly because they don't have Sentry Wards at the moment. If they bring some, it's another kills. And right now, they're all sort of focused around that top lane. That's where the Sentry Ward intensity is. But if they decide, okay, Wisp can still ulti towards the mid lane, bring the Sentry Wards there, and it's going to be bad. We see Brood, I mean, dies again, goes mid, dies down once again. It's not really having a very fun time at all wherever he goes.
You know, and the lane works early for the Broodmother, but they just, at this early Sentry Ward pickup, it's just that first time they kill you. Once they start killing, it's so hard to stop. Here's our first gank of the game. Riki Wisp combo. Slardar normally picked to try and counter these Invis heroes. Patience before the cloud gets dropped. The kill picked up. And are they going to find more? The Tether Stun, they're looking for the Queen of Pain. They both go back top together, I believe. Yes, they both go back top together in the end. Just Queen of Pain now chasing the Rubik. He's not level 6, and he should go down here. One more right click from Hug. Hug finds one. Will that be it? It looks like maybe, but Windrunner joins the party, and for some reason, Don is here. This is not where Don wants to be. Don is going to take a fall. He will, and now Hug, once again, looking for another kill. Does he have the ultimate? I think it's back online. Queen of Pain, 300 mana. Not sure she can use the full combo. She's going to back off. And I think that's about it. So now Brood is reduced to jungling. And, well, the reason you pick this hero, guys, is to pressure the lanes, not to farm in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those heroes that can farm really quickly, but not just in the jungle. You want to have your Spiderlings in the jungle as well as be pushing out and controlling a lane. And this Brood is on the back foot, and that's something, it's the opposite thing happening over on the eMaxx side. They're doing well in all three lanes. I mean, Queen of Pain at bottom's doing alright. They've got the two strong dual lanes, which are both doing fantastically. I mean, Windrunner did pick up the double kill early on, but they've kind of turned that around a bit, got a few kills on the Windrunner, and slowed down, or at least prevented Windrunner from getting completely out of control. So, and with Brood coming in as well, Windrunner sort of lost his lane to farm, and Santino's got to find somewhere else.
Oh, they find the Brood. This should be an easy kill. Indeed, it is. The Ancient Apparitional cleans that up. Now they want to go onto the Windrunner. Reality Rift into the Wisp. God, this lineup is so well thought out, but maybe they've overextended. Telekinesis by a bus is going to try and get out of that, but not able to do so. The power shot from Santino finds him. That cleans up the kill. They're fighting without Riki. They're diving without Riki, and that's probably a mistake to do so. So in the end, after a little back and forth, it was a 1-for-1 trade, but now it's 5-12. Even trades are going to be good. Not good, Wisp takes a fall, so now it's not an even trade anymore. It's 2-for-1, and as quickly as this team is jumping ahead, they're falling back a little bit. Bunch of wards being bought up, and, you know, I think wards, it's high time that both teams get some more vision, since they both keep on getting kind of caught out of position and getting picked off here.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, they need to work on getting some map control at the moment. I mean, neither team really with any clear advantages, especially with no towers at all having been dropped yet. Neither team with a strong push apart from the Brood pick. And the fact Brood's been shut down, he's not going to get much push hunting.
Oh, I thought that was a Radiant, or a Sentinel Sentry Ward, but it's actually a Scourge one. And in comes Slardar looking to set something up here. Is he going to find the Riki? No, the Cloud really limiting him, so it's just a drive-by, and he kind of walks in and then walks us back out. Queen of Pain all over the top. The Tether Stun just ruining Earthshaker, absolutely ruining him. Now Chaos Knight diving deep. Queen of Pain blinks in again. The chasing power of this team. Wisp could even tether forward to the Queen of Pain. I think that would have been the better play, but just tethers to Riki. Doesn't matter. They get another kill. 3 kills, and this game is looking very one-sided. 15-6. And Broodmother is going to try and pressure top, look towards the tier 1. And normally I would say getting the tower for a couple kills is okay, but now they're going to relocate top, so they have detection. Wisp has 1 Sentry Ward. I don't think they're going to find him. And then they'll probably head back towards mid. Not actually sure. You know, just Wisp. She's going to port back in. Now she's got to get out of there quickly. But yeah, normally I would say the tower is worth it, guys. But I'm not sure it's enough when you're giving up 3-4 kills. A lot of experience going to a team that needs it on the part of eMaxx.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, just the one tower isn't enough. And at this early in the game, I mean, eMaxx are getting so much from these kills, gold, XP, shutting down the enemy heroes, and Brood, a hero who's already been completely destroyed in lane. Getting some gold from a tower isn't going to matter too much for eMaxx. They know that even 5 minutes from now, if Brood's been free farming, they can still deal with the Brood. Brood is not going to be the one controlling this game.
Wisp already level 10 is a hard support Wisp who was getting harassed a lot early game. Level 10 at this point. She's out leveling. She's even with the solo. That's Santino who was dominating, and now he's 5-5, really slowed down. They're going to find Hug on the bottom lane. This is a big kill to pick up. They will get it. It comes with 3 heroes though, so the experience going to be reduced rather significantly by that. Santino hoofing it towards mid. Is he looking for a power shot? He is. Who is he trying to snipe? Maybe looking for Ancient Apparition, but he was already way back to base. So it was, you know, Santino looking for that highlight real GoDz play. In the end, not going to find it. But he is trying to make things happen. You got to give him credit for that. They are farming the enemy jungle, the Wisp Illusions, and the Chaos Knight circling around. Sharks in the water, trying to find the prey, and here comes the prey. It's a 4-second stun. Will there be anything to tether on top of the 4-second stun, and the orbs just chopping him up? But there's your fissure, tethered on the wrong side. The fissure block. Will it catch out the Wisp? No. Reality ripped back in. Wisp is alive. Nome is doing it. He will not die. They will stand strong and tall. This frail little creature cannot be defeated, at least not yet. And they relocate back to Fountain. They'll be back in a jiffy with full health. And then it's not going to be easy for to kill them. XL3 wanted to set something up, but he's just got to walk away from this one. The double relocate back together. Such a nice play. Wisp only had half health, actually. Is she really out of earn charges? Surprising that she doesn't have a bunch, but I guess she's been very aggressive. They're going to keep on diving. Oh, man. 3-second stun. Broodmother is toast. This is too much. They're just having their way right now.
Exactly, and that's when you're having your way and you've got this aggressive Wisp sort of diving combo. CKAA, 2 great heroes to be aggressive and dive with as well. It's really looking bad at the moment for Palit, and just some great, well-executed aggression. They're not playing too risky with it. They're still very calculated, not overstepping their boundaries, and it's really paying off. They're getting kill after kill.
There's a Blink Dagger on the Slardar. I'm just not sure how much it does this game. Honestly, it seems like every time there's a fight, it's eMaxx who are starting that fight. And when you're not the one starting the fight, generally Blink Dagger doesn't help you. You know, it also is, he's dying very quickly too. That's the other concern. This is one of the weaknesses of Slardar as a hero. He just needs so much. He needs the tank items, the Vanguard, you know, maybe even the BKB. Power Treads is okay. It's not really enough. And then he also needs the initiation of the Blink. So I just don't know. I don't think the pick is working out. Easy for me to say, but 2 seconds done into the Ancient Apparitional, chopped up, and he's dead. Too easy, man. Way too easy. And will they rotate towards mid? They might. No, it looks like that's going to be it for the moment. When Slardar is getting free farm in the safe lane, you really expect more out of him than this. And it's not that he's playing badly. He just can't find an opening.
Yeah, the rest of the map has just been dominated and controlled by the eMaxx side. I mean, even the bottom lane, Queen of Pain wasn't shut down. Has managed to find some kills and contribute quite a bit.
Oh, here comes the Riki. This is going to be a lot of kills. Chopping through that Windrunner who's trying to survive. Santino, no 4-step for him. 4-second stun, dominating. And I just... this is too much. It really is just... they're just living in the enemy jungle. They're feasting on these heroes time and again. This is like a vampire with an insatiable appetite. I mean, eventually the corpse runs dry, and it's starting to feel like it might be a corpse. I don't want to count them out entirely, but where's that counterattack? Where's that turnaround going to come from? I'm not sure right now. I'm really not. And Broodmother the next in line. The orbs doing some decent damage. They must have a gem now. Do they have... no, just the dust from the Wisp, actually. Now they teleport back to bottom. And this is the other nice thing about the combo. They won another save. Wicked sick. Riki is 7-0. And what do you know? They hop right into the Slardar. Immediate tether stun. They ask for a save, but they won't get it yet because Slardar has to die first. Oh, this is painful, man. This is painful to watch.
Oh, I mean, it's just kill. I mean, last game it was what, 70 kills in 30 minutes. This game we're probably not going to get quite there, but it's just unanswered kills. They're just getting pick off every minute or two, and I mean, Palit, they're just not accomplishing much anywhere on the map. They're not getting much farm. Their Slardar, who was the one who had the free farm, hasn't managed to find his way into this game whatsoever. He's just, I mean, he's looking a bit lost, and that's not coming down to his bad play. It's just coming down to eMaxx making sure that they don't give him any openings.
I'm really curious. I mean, it's got to be so demoralizing, too, because they're dying all over the map. A hero dies top, and then 5 seconds later, it's the same heroes that just killed your one top coming to kill the Slardar bottom. Again, a hero who has devoted a lot of farm to protecting the tri-lane. Normally, it is the solos, and you've mentioned this before, who are sort of the carries for the Pinoy teams, but, you know, Santino had that kind of a powerful start where maybe he could look to set his team up, but a couple of deaths, it just feels like there's no margin for error against this combo.
Yeah, there really isn't. I mean, it's one of those things, even when you get a good start against it, because SVRES used to, they got outlaned and beaten in the early game, but it always has the potential to come back, and that's why some teams have been banning out the Wisp early on in the banning stage, but here we see, when it gets off to an early start, this is the strong early start going to a strong mid game.
This could be the big turnaround, or maybe not. I'm not sure if it will. No, they pull back to base. Inns comes to the backup, the Ancient Apparition. Gonna throw the ult there. If they group up, this could be real bad. There will be a fresh Cloud available. Was the Cloud be there in time? They relocate. They come back in. Immediate stun. Slaughter looks to run, but I'm not sure it's enough. Fissure TP out. Great defensive play. The tether just short of catching the Earthshaker. TP number 1. Will we see a second escape? We will. But when your victories are TPing away, it's still not a good sign for your team. Nonetheless, really nice play escaping there. They just can't. And then Eagle Horn up. God, a butterfly is on the way. A butterfly. That's what this is looking like, a 23-minute butterfly Sanjanyasha power trades on a hero that has barely farmed at all this game. Only 100 creeps, which 5 CS a minute, it's not bad, but this is not. No time to talk about that. Middle lane, there's more action. Biobus, absolutely in the middle of nowhere, and he will pay for it. But they're just not shutting down the Riki, and I feel as long as Riki's alive, they just can't farm. They have to 4 or 5 man everywhere. And that means they're falling behind even when they're getting killed.
And their heroes, I mean, Brood's going for an Orchid. I mean, what do you go as a Brood at this point? But it's not an item that's going to give him any survivability. Give him a bit of DPS, also the silence to work with. But Riki's still just going to tear him apart. I mean, no item will really help against this Riki. If Riki gets up a butterfly anytime soon, Brood is just going to go squish. And it's going to be tough. It's going to come down to just getting a numbers advantage. If the only way Pacific.Palit are going to win any fights is if they have a numbers advantage from the start. They can't win ahead on 5v5 or 3v3 class. They have to be sort of ganking their opponents.
I mean, maybe you just have to take a risk and go for a gem now, because it does seem like Riki is always following him. I guess they have vision of this. 4-second stun onto him. And then the Fade Bolt, they get 1 kill on the Queen of Pain. Now Riki is caught out, but the tether comes in. The Cloud gets dropped. Is he really going to solo 3 heroes in the middle of this Cloud? Another 4-second stun. What a spell to steal by EMZ. And Riki still chopping, still cleaving, still searching for more kills. But finally, they're going to bring him down. No, Riki, don't get away. You little bugger, and then go back to base. Oh, God. I cannot take it anymore. This Riki, easily the most successful hero of this tournament. And a triple kill for Biobus. The all-chat once again from Don. And I guess they've earned it this time.
Think of the children. Wow, that is just cruel.
And they're not done. They're not even done yet. He's still chasing. I guess you do want to keep the tether on Riki every time, but that's fine. Chaos Knight will get a little glory here. No. Stolen again by Chen. Just too much, man. Too much. At this point, it's, you know, we talked about beating your head against the brick wall. It's even more than that. It's like throwing your body into a meat grinder and hoping to emerge with all your limbs attached. It's just not going to happen.
The town is under siege.
Yeah, it's not at the moment, and they haven't even really started working away out towers. If they they've got all these tier 2 towers still standing. If they take those down, that's going to be an even bigger jump in their gold. They'll get those next big items up. I mean, Riki's already close to that butterfly. It's a massive lead that eMaxx have acquired. They haven't sealed the deal just yet, but I mean, it's looking like there's very little that Palit can do to come back, apart from hope to capitalize on some mistakes and over-aggression coming from some of these heroes.
It would have to be some serious mistakes. They've had access to Roshan for a long time. They have not opted to go for it. But anytime they want to go into that pit, and right as I say that, I think they might be going for it now. Chaos Knight walks into the pit. Ancient Apparition joins them. Cold Feet, not bad against Roshan, but no, they want Riki again. They will never let Santino have a fun game again, or at least not this game. He is, I mean, at this point, you just say, I'm sorry, I cry uncle. I will never win mid again, at least not, I won't start off doing well. I'll feed as long as you just leave me alone in the mid game. This is so much, and now they have 2,000 gold up on the Riki. You said the butterfly's coming soon. It's coming real soon, if they even need it. I mean, they may be able to end the game without this butterfly. And I guess the question is right now for Pacific, this is not really a team with a Darkseer. You know, we've seen teams on the back foot, but they just have such a strong turtling lineup. And we thought maybe, you know, iZone could turn their match around earlier. I just don't see that same composition this game for Palit. I just don't see the turnaround as far as the hero selection goes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy thing to do with their heroes here. They need to have a better start, and it just went bad right from the get-go. I mean, they gave up the first blood. I mean, and from there, it was they were getting out lane.
Oh, Slither and Crush on 2. Now the Chaos Knight pops his ultimate. Phantasm, Illusion Army chasing him in, but the real damage there is not an illusion. It's this annoying little goat man. He blinks in again. Chaos Knight gets one. Horses and goats together. Animals gone wild. This is Animal Farm, man, but this is a much more disgusting and terrifying version of it than even what George Orwell could have imagined. Somehow, someway, this Wisp will not die, and now they get the Broodmother as well. Call it 4 kills. It might as well be an ultra kill. Riki just doing so much work, and now Chaos Knight's having a little fun too. Tether in. This time the combo was not there. Almost tethered mid-blink, in which case I think that would have worked. Shackle onto Riki. Diving the fountain, but this early, I mean, it might prevent them from getting racks on this push. Butterfly picked up the Riki, but we'll have to, I mean, because they respawned so quickly, no, he buys a salve, but it gets canceled. Yeah, they might have to back now. In fact, in comes the Slaughter, but he's only level 10. Riki's going to turn this one around, no problem. Yes, sirree. Dust gets popped. 2 chops. Maybe that was just 1, and down goes the Rubik. Now they turn their attention to Slardar. The Tether just ruining everything. Cannot get the stun off. And I think with that additional layer of kills, no, they go to top. Or wait, where did they go? No, they tethered they relocated forward. Oh no, more kills coming out. Wisp just doing the dirty work, and you know, we saw last game a team was out of it and they just fought it out. That's not happening this time around. They GG, they tap out, and they leave the game for good measure. eMaxx, they were your favorite, and they're looking to win this event, and they're looking like they're poised to do it, man.
I mean, this was a complete, by the end, this became an utter slaughter. It's so rare you actually see these Pinoy teams leave the game. They'll always stay in the game till the throne goes down, but this is one of those rare occasions where it was a slaughter. You made the comparison to Animal Farm. I mean, eMaxx doing very similar work, just absolutely, just annihilating their opponents from Pacific. I mean, just showing them no mercy, and we'll see what's going to happen in Game 2 if Palit can turn it around, but this was a very convincing show with the Wisp Riki combo.
And Ma even throwing out an all chat, quit now, asking why his opponents haven't left yet. But it looks like we will be going next. So that does it for game number 1, guys, but this is a best out of 3 for the Santino fans out there, for the Palit fans out there. We have at least one more game coming your way. It's been a long night, or a long day, depending on where you're from, but I am definitely hoping that this goes the distance, that this goes 3 games, and maybe we'll get a longer game. We'll find out soon, though, but game 1 does end, and in the end, it looks like everybody is leaving the game now, so I will join them in doing so. Sorry you don't get to see a little more fountain camping, but that does it for game 1. eMaxx take it. Now we move on to game 2. In this best out of 3 with eMaxx having a 1-game advantage, and I gotta figure Wisp is a high priority ban at this point. Unless there's some way of dealing with the Wisp Riki that I have not seen, at least in the Pinoy style, it doesn't seem to fail. It's just so effective.
Yeah, it's something where this game that we may see them looking to just ban out that Wisp in the first 3. We'll see them maybe force eMaxx into something different, force them out of their comfort zone. And I think that's really eMaxx's strength so far throughout these GSTs. That's why they've won a couple of titles, is that their drafting is really solid. They know what to pick depending on what opponent they're up against, depending on what they picked. A team like Palit, they tend to get by on individual raw skill. They've got some of the best players in the Philippines, but they need to be smart as well to beat a team like eMaxx.
I couldn't have said any better, Gods. It's it was one of those games where I really wish you could be in the game because there's so much action. There's just no room to analyze, except Riki and Wisp is too good. But hopefully we'll get a little more back and forth games so you can get your 2 cents in, man. I'm just trying to think what can you even do against Riki and Wisp? It's got some weaknesses. They are weak in the laning stage. Maybe you just try and contest it in the lane. You know, maybe we haven't really seen teams do that. It's been Broodmother thrown into that lane both times. You know, maybe you look towards some kind of an aggressive tri-lane, or you know, even just running a dual lane with a jungler coming out. It's not something we see much out of the Pinoy teams, but I can tell you one thing: the Broodmother. It seemed nice in the first game when SVR was up against it. It did not seem nearly as effective this time around.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing another Brood pick in this second game. I could be wrong here, but Palit, they want to go back to their more conventional picks and play. Broodmother was a bit out of their comfort zone. Versing the Wisp, Riki's out of their comfort zone. So just get rid of those heroes. We'll get rid of the Wisp. Don't pick the Brood. Stick with what you're good at, and we'll see what they want to do instead. I mean, the winner on a solo mid. I mean, Santino played a great game, but he's used to playing some heroes that can be sort of the more carry-oriented roles. The Queen of Pain, the DK mid, the Invoker. We've seen him play, I mean, just heroes which can really control the game a bit better. Shadow Fiend as well, maybe something that Palit want to try throw at eMaxx this game too.
Yeah, I believe eMaxx banned it out in the second stage of that game, so if they want to snap it up, it might have to come in that first 3 picks. Well, guys, stay tuned. I'm going to throw some music on, but don't go anywhere because Game 2 is coming up soon. Going to grab some water. Looks like the players are taking a quick break, maybe trying to recuperate, maybe trying to, especially in the case of Palit, sort of get their heads on straight and, try and uncontort their bodies and figure out what the hell happened. How can they avoid another train wreck? But yeah, hang out, enjoy the music, and we'll come back soon with game number 2.